Hi everyone, welcome back. Let's continue. We were in the topic latitudes. So we have another one topic under the same latitudes. That's about the climatic zones or the heat zones. So before we go into heat zones, I want you to tell this one thing, that the Earth's surface do not receive same amount of heat. That means the Earth is spherical in shape, and the amount of sunlight received at different places are different, or we can say according to latitude the amount of sunlight received varies from place to place. The area near to the equator, there is a tropical region, receives a higher amount of temperature or maximum sunlight because of mainly two three reasons. One, it is closer than polar regions. Say for example, if you see the North Pole, here the sunlight has to travel more distance, but in case of this tropical area, sunlight has to travel comparatively less distance. One thing is that. Second, here the area covered is comparatively less, but here the surface area covered is more. Right. So because of these two reasons, the tropical area receives more amount of sunlight, and as we go towards the pole, towards both the north as well as south, the amount of sunlight received is less. So correspondingly, the temperature will also decrease from equatorial region to polar region. Right, here if you see the North Pole as well as the South Pole, sunlight has to travel more distance through the atmosphere. Right, atmosphere is very thick, 1600 kilometers at an average, and on its way heat will be reflected back from the atmosphere, maybe due to clouds, or sometimes it will be absorbed by the atmosphere, and at the end the amount of heat that is received in the this polar region is comparatively very less, whereas in the equatorial region it is more. So this is about the distribution of heat on Earth. So based on the distribution of heat, we have something called heat zones, or we can call it as climatic zones. Right. So here the boundary between climatic zones are the main five parallels of latitudes which we have seen in the previous video. So we have three heat zones of climatic zones. This is the first one in the middle, it's given in red color. It is called as the tropical region or tropics or torrid zone. The region located between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn is called as the tropical region. Right. So the temperature in this area is comparatively higher than the other two. Now, second region, we have one in the north and one in the south. So the northern and southern hemisphere. So here it is located between Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle, 66.5 degree north latitude, that means Arctic Circle. So the region located between Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere, as well as the region located between Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere, is called as temperate zone. Right. So this is the second climatic zone or the second heat zone. We have one in the north and one in the southern hemisphere. It is called temperate zone. Then the region beyond 65 degree, 66.5, that is Arctic Circle, and region beyond Antarctic Circle is called as frigid zone or polar zone. So these are the three climatic zones, or we can call it as heat zones, or we can call it as temperature zones. Right. First one is tropical zone or torrid zone, then temperate zone, not temperature, temperate zone, and polar zone or frigid zone. Right. So important things are the boundaries. Right. Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn forms the boundary between the boundary of the torrid zone. Then temperate zone in the northern hemisphere is located between Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle. I have not written the name here. And temperate zone in the southern hemisphere is located between Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle. Then frigid zone in the northern part of the world, that is northern hemisphere, is located between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole, or you know that latitude is a circle. So the area inside the Arctic Circle is the frigid zone in the northern hemisphere, and here the area inside Antarctic Circle is the frigid zone in the southern hemisphere. Now the features are very simple. Tropical zone or torrid zone is located between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. It receives vertical rays of sun, therefore this is the hottest zone and temperature is high throughout the year. And in the interior part, the area which is very close to the equator, that is from 5 degree north to 5 degree south latitude, is called as doldrum. We will study about this in detail in one of the coming lesson. Now we can see this pink color area. This is the torrid zone. Right, you can see the countries which are coming. See, southern part of India is coming, then most of the African countries, Brazil in South America, Mexico in North America, Indonesia, northern part of Australia, all these areas are coming in the torrid zone. Now the second one is temperate zone. We have one in the northern hemisphere and one in the southern hemisphere, and you know where it is located between Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere, Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere. They do not receive vertical sun rays. They receive only slanting rays of sun. Right. During summer season, temperature goes very high, and in winter here the temperature will be very low. But overall, there is a moderate climatic condition in the temperate zone. Therefore, most of the people in the world are living in this particular zone. Right. More than half of the world's population is living in temperate zones. So this is the temperature zone in the northern hemisphere, and this one is the temperature zone in the southern hemisphere. Now boundaries are given here, latitudes are there. You have to study by yourself. Now the third zone is the frigid zone. Again, we have one in the north and one in the south. So frigid zone in the north is located between the Arctic Circle and North Pol. That is the north frigid zone, or we can call it as polar zone. And the other one is located between Antarctic Sea is there, so it's missing. So Antarctic Circle and the southern pole, that is the southern frigid zone. In this area, the amount of sunlight received is again much more lower than that of the temperate zone. So temperature is very low. Not only that, almost 9 months of the year is winter, or it remains frozen. Since it remains frozen for most of the part of the year, these zones are named as frigid zone. Right? So these are the frigid zone. Right. On a map, you know that the North Pole, which is actually a spot, will be a line, right? So the area between North Pole and Arctic Circle is frigid zone here in the northern hemisphere. Area between Antarctic Circle and the South Pole is the frigid zone here in the southern hemisphere. Now again, a summary of all these together, right? So when it's in a map, it looks like this, and if it is on a block, it will be like this. We have two torrid zones also, but since they are close to each other, we don't usually take it to two. Right, one is in the northern hemisphere, one is in the southern hemisphere. It is in the middle. Right, then temperate zone and Arctic Circle, frigid zone. Now, the next main topic is longitudes. Just like the latitude, here also things are very similar. Right, in case of latitude, it was the angular distance of a place north or south of the equator as measured from the center of the earth. Here it is just different to that. Here, instead of equator, it is the angular distance of a place located east or west of the prime meridian as measured from the center of the earth. So there we have taken equator as the baseline for measurement, but here prime meridian, that is the 0 degree latitude, is the 0 degree longitude is the longitude from we measure the values of all other places. So again we can cut short it and make it easy. So angular distance of a place east or west of the prime meridian as measured from the center of the earth. Right. So here this is the prime meridian, that is 0 degree longitude is the prime meridian. So take any example. Say for example this black dot. So if you want to find out the longitude of this place, first you have to draw a line from the center of the earth to this black dot. Then whatever be the angle formed here is the longitude of that one particular place. Right. Another example, this red dot is located here. If this angle is 50, then this line is 50 degree longitude. Similarly, this one is also right, 70, and this 90. Directly opposite this one is there is 180. That is this line. Right. So just like equator, here also it is labeled with the directions. Those latitudes which are on the west side, that is this side, are called as not latitudes, so these are longitudes. West longitudes. Those on the east side of prime meridian are called as east longitudes. So this is 10 degree east, 20 degree east, 30 degree east, and this is 10 degree west, 20 degree west, 30 degree west, like that. So directly opposite to 0 degree longitude, we have 180 degree longitude. Right. So if you see from the top, this 0 degree, from here we will start the measurement. So if we go towards this direction, these are all west longitudes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 45, then up to here, that's 90. Again, 185, and the last one is 180. So if we go this way also same, right? But these are east longitudes, 1 2 3 4 up to 45, then 45 50 60 70 80 90, right? So 0 degree longitude as well as 180-degree longitude actually are not labeled, right? If we go this way east, so if we go eastwards, we call it as 180-degree east longitude, or if we go westwards, we call it as 180-degree west longitude. But in reality they are not labeled. 0 is also not labeled, just like equator. We don't say equator as north latitude or south latitude. Similarly here also, prime meridian, that is 0 degree latitude, as well as 180-degree latitude is not labeled. It is neither east nor west. Now, the characteristics. Longitudes are semicircles. Latitudes are circles, whereas longitudes are semicircles. They run from one pole to another pole, and the lines of longitudes are called as meridians. They are called as meridians because the meaning of the word meridian is midday. Not only that, all the places located on same meridian will have their noon at the same time. One more time, all the places on same meridian will have their noon at same time, right? Since all the places on a meridian have noon at same time, it is called as, or the lines of longitudes are called as meridians, right? So in Latin, meridian means midday. Now, all the opposite meridians together forms a great circle, right? Opposite pairs of meridians together forms a great circle. In case of latitudes, it is only the equator that forms a great circle, but in case of longitudes, all the opposite meridians or the longitudes forms one great circle. Now you can see here, there is 0 degree longitude, directly behind this we have 180 degree longitude. So together 180 degree and 0 degree can divide the earth into two equal parts. So that's a great circle. Or if you take this one, 10 degree west longitude, and directly opposite to this one we have 170 degree east longitude. They also together can form a great circle. Or if you take this one, 90 degree west longitude, directly opposite to this we have 90 degree east longitudes. They also together can make a can form a great circle. That means all the opposite pairs of longitudes forms a great circle. Great circle means it is the largest possible circle that can be drawn on a sphere. In case of Earth, it is the largest circle that can be drawn on a Earth. That means a great circle divides the Earth or any sphere into two equal parts. Now another thing to keep in mind, prime meridian is also called as Greenwich meridian. We'll discuss this topic in detail later. Now there are 360-degree meridians. In case of latitudes, we have 181-degree latitudes. Just like latitudes, meridians are also divided into minutes as well as seconds. Prime meridian is the 0 degree meridian, or the 0 degree meridian is called as prime meridian. This one is the prime meridian. Now directly opposite to prime meridian we have 180-degree meridian. So directly opposite to prime meridian we have 180 meridian, and that is called as international dateline. 180-degree meridian is called as international dateline. So meridians are numbered 1 degree to 180 degree from prime meridian. From prime meridian, that is 0 degree, meridians are numbered as degrees, 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree, up to 180 degree towards west as well as towards east. So total there are 360-degree meridians. 1 degree meridian as well as 180-degree meridian, that is prime meridian and international dateline, are not labeled. They are neither west longitude nor east longitude. This is how it looks like for convenience. So we have 0 degree, that is prime meridian, this one, and opposite to this one, directly opposite to 0, we have international dateline. And this is 30 degree west longitude, this one, and opposite to this one there is 150-degree east longitude. You can see here. Okay. So this is how meridians are arranged. Right. Prime meridian, directly opposite to prime meridian we have international dateline. Now, importance. We have seen this already in the previous video. Latitudes along with longitudes can only fix any place on Earth. So longitudes are also important for locating places on Earth. Second, great circle roots. So longitudes forms great circle roots. We will see this topic in detail. That's the next topic. And another topic in the same lesson is calculation of time. So longitude helps in calculating time also, right? So these are the importance of longitudes, right? So this is how we fix a point or locate a place with the help of latitude and longitude, right? So to locate any place on Earth, we need latitude as well as longitude. Now the next topic is great circle routes. Before we discuss what great circle routes are, we have to see what are great circles. Great circles are the, in simple definition, we can say are the largest circle that can be drawn on a sphere, right? We can draw in any direction, right? Vertically, horizontally, diagonally, right? So we can draw innumerable numbers of great circles, right? But in case of latitudes and longitudes, we have two types of lines. Latitudes are horizontal, longitudes are vertical. So among latitudes, we have only one great circle, that is equator. Only equator is it is a great circle among latitudes, right? But in case of longitudes, all the longitudes with opposite longitude forms a great circle, right? So here if you see, only equator forms a great circle, others are all small circles. Whereas in longitude, all the opposite pairs of longitude together forms a great circle. Now here if you see, all these red lines are great circles, right? All the longitudes, then equator, and these lines, these are all great circles, and all the great circles can divide the Earth into two equal parts. Now, great circle routes. It is the shortest distance between 2 points on surface of the Earth, right? Great circle route means the shortest course between 2 points on the surface of a sphere. In case of Earth, we can say it is the shortest distance between 2 points on a Earth. Then there is another topic, arc of a great circle, right? So if you see this diagram, this entire circle is called as a great circle, or this route can also be called as great circle route, right? But imagine we want to travel from P to Q, right? Only this much. So only this much distance is called as the arc of great circle, right? The entire circle is the great circle. So this distance is the great circle route distance, and this arc is called as the arc of great circle. Clear? Now, see, if you see this, actually, these are two places: New York, that's in America, and Madrid, that's in Spain. So this straight line actually is the latitude, that is the 40-degree north latitude, and this is the arc of great circle. Now the shortest distance between New York and Madrid is not along the latitude 40-degree, but it is along this arc of great circle. You will understand this if I show you this on a globe. Now, so on a globe, if you see this, this is the 40-degree north latitude. See how is it going, right? Whereas the arc of great circle, that is the shortest distance between these two. Similarly, if you take any point on Earth, the shortest distance between the 2 points lies along the great circle route. It is not always along the latitudes. Now another example which is there in your textbook. So again, this is England, that's in Europe, and this is somewhere in Pacific Ocean. It is given as Fiji. Fiji is an island in Pacific Ocean. So the shortest between London, that is in England, London, England, and Fiji is actually along this longitude, right? If you can imagine, from one side to another side, it passed through the northern part of the globe, right? This is the shortest distance between these 2 points, right, along the longitude. Both of them are located in the same longitude. Therefore, the shortest distance between Fiji and London is along the longitude. But there's a problem, though it is the shortest distance, flights cannot follow this because the northern part of the world is not safe for flights. Here the temperatures are always very less, snowfall is there, and other climatic related issues are there. So flight cannot follow this shortest distance. Therefore, flights take a long distance, either through Korea, South Korea, or through the United States, right? But if the climate was good, this could have been the shortest distance between England and Fiji, right? Now, what are the importance of great circle routes? Right, great circle routes are important because of first two things. It saves time and fuel for both aircrafts as well as ships, right? So since it is the shortest distance between 2 points, flights as well as ships can save time as well as fuel. That is the most important thing about great circle routes. But everywhere we cannot follow great circle routes, because in case of flight, just now we have seen this example. Here the climate is not favorable for flights. Sometimes in case of oceans also, sometimes there can be dangers. You might have heard about places like Bermuda Triangle, which is not safe for ships also. Right? So great circles are the shortest distance between two places, and it saves time and fuel. So that's about today's session. I will discuss the remaining in the coming sessions. Thank you.